This is Corolla Digital. Welcome to Hammer and Nails with Skip and Allison Bedell.
And we're on.
Hey, hey, hey.
What's up, everybody? I'm Allison Bedell.
I'm Skip Bedell, and thanks for coming back to Hammer and Nails Podcast.
We're very excited about some cool stuff we're going to do today. But before we get started on that, which should be any minute now since we've been very late in starting recording, I wanted
shit happens, man. You know, we got a lot going on.
I wanted to remind everybody that Skip is going to be, and me too, at a home show in Wisconsin, February 13th and 14th. It's at the Wisconsin State Fair Park Expo Center, and also on April 9th at the Nassau County Home Show at Hofstra.
Yeah, if you guys dig the home show thing, come on out. There's a lot of great stuff to see. We'll do some meet and greet stuff, say hello, and also I'm going to be doing a bunch of seminars on all sorts of cool stuff. So come check it out.
Yeah, that'll be fun. I'm really excited. I'm like bursting at the seams because we're going to be doing a little interview today with somebody who I absolutely love.
Yeah.
Gina Grad.
Gina Grad, yeah, she's
Gina
awesome.
Grad. She is news girl on Adam Carolla's show, and she's got quite a history in radio and broadcasting, podcasts,
all kinds of
all
stuff,
kinds of
right?
things.
Yeah.
She's got like a long
and
long
she's just
resume.
an all-around cool chick.
She's very cool.
Let's not forget that part.
But the part that I like the most is that she is a hot piece of ass.
Oh, I know the parts
She's
that you
got
like.
a great smile.
You like a few parts.
And her boobies are gigantic.
Yeah, I don't mind those parts either, actually.
No, but she's
How come we're not doing an in-person interview?
Because she's in California. Oh, fuck. Hang on.
Did she just call?
I think she just called.
Are you serious?
But I had the phone.
Please state your name after the tone.
Oh, I love it when that happens.
Oh, my God. So I'm telling her to call back. So anyway, yeah, we're really excited to be talking to her today. We have a... Oh, God, it's ringing. Here
There
it
you
is.
go.
Is this Gina Grad?
Hello.
Oh, my God. I am so sorry we just missed your call. I was so busy blabbing about how excited I was that you were going to call in that I missed the call because it was on vibrate.
She's actually talking about...
Okay, don't worry. I just got out of Corolla, so I'm all good.
Oh, good. Okay, well, we're recording right now, so if you don't want anybody to know about your period, then, you know, don't mention it now.
God. Hey,
Dude,
Gina.
it was Niagara Falls. I mean, okay.
What's up, girl?
Hey.
Hey.
This is exciting.
I know. It's very exciting. We're really excited because every time we were at Corolla's show, we sat next to you and we bullshitted on the show, but we haven't really had a lot of off-time show stuff.
No.
Like, we didn't talk out of the show.
Not.
Yeah, so that's...
Yeah, no, this is long overdue.
Yeah, there's a lot of things we need to know about you.
Yeah, how much time do you have?
Yeah,
Hey,
so...
man, I'm in the South Bay now, so I'm just driving. I hope the signal's okay because if you can hear me okay, because I'm all yours.
Okay,
Oh,
good,
right on.
good. So there's some things, I was doing a little bit of Gina research just so I have a little background that I could ask you about. And
Awesome.
so at the very basics, I found out that you're Jewish.
Yeah.
And that you're 37?
I don't know what kind of crack reporting team detectives that you.
You know,
No, I just looked online.
I think you're starting off this interview.
Allison, I am lawyering up. 37. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay. I apologize. I just found this on this website right now, and it had like a birthday on there, but I didn't use my sources to verify.
Lies.com?
What was that?
Yes, I'm 37.
Oh, okay.
I said, is it a website called lies.com?
Oh, crap. Well, I'm glad that I'm glad it was right.
I'm 37, and I'm proud to be 37.
No, you look like actually there's like not a wrinkle on your face. You've got like perfect smooth skin. I would have never actually guessed.
She has a lot of good stuff going
God.
on, right? Just yeah.
Yeah, we were just talking about all the things that we like about you.
We were just talking about how. We were just saying how distracted Allison is usually sitting next to you when we're at Corolla's show.
Yeah,
You know, I don't know if it's just because I have particularly low self-esteem, but I find that so very hard to believe. I will take the compliment for I understand it, but God bless you.
Oh my God, no, seriously. First of all, let me
It's
point
true.
out. Yeah, let me point out something that about your face that I noticed that. I've always noticed this. If models, usually when you see models like with great smiles, they usually have this ever so slight overbite. It's like where their teeth aren't like matched up top to bottom. It's like you have like a little bit like where it makes for the most perfect smile. That's like the most desirable teeth setup for the most perfect smile. And you have that.
Wow.
Very jealous.
Well, I never thought that when I had a grotesque overbite during puberty that it would ever work in my favor, but you have healed 11-year-old Gina in ways that you don't even understand.
Who knew, like, when you were in grade school and, like, everybody was making fun of you and, like, your crazy teeth, that would actually be one of your best features?
Yeah, seriously. It is.
That never and I had I was a mess. So the fact that you're liking this, God bless you.
I'll tell you right now, you can actually probably end up getting a little job with Ford or something like that. It's a very desirable trait.
Yeah, she's.
Thank you. This is the first time hearing of it. Thank you.
She's got a good look going on.
Yeah,
for sure.
Where did you grow up? Where are you from? You're not from California, right?
No. I was born in Portland, Oregon, but I grew up my entire life in Kansas City.
Kansas City.
Wow.
Yes, ma'am.
I've been there. I've been there quite a few times. That's where I got a couple of my cats. Actually, it's really nice out there. It's very.
Why the hell were you in Kansas City?
Because I have two pedigree.
Oh, that's why you told me Kansas City is such a great place to pick up pussies. Yeah. Now I just got it.
Yes.
I just got it.
You misunderstood.
I had all this time. I thought you were going there to pick up girls. I really had no idea.
No. I had made friends online with a cat breeder, and that's where I have a Sphinx and a Devon Rex, and they were out there in Kansas City. And I flew out there. It's beautiful. I was always telling Skip, it's so clean out there. Like the cities where they have like either monuments in front of the buildings, and like the streets in the cities look like they have like diamonds in the street. They're so glittery.
No, it's true. The Plaza, which is like the Shishi downtown area, it's the sister city of Seville, Spain. So it's like our city of fountains. And it's beautiful. I always say I'm cool not going back, but I'm glad I was raised there.
How old were you when you left for good?
When I graduated college, the University of Kansas, or when I was done with college, that was when I, was 22. And so, I had a good run. It's a great place, but it was time to spread my wings, get out of the Midwest.
Oh, yeah, especially if you're in this business, right? I mean, it's like, I guess not a whole lot going on in Kansas.
And that's great. I mean, you can definitely be a big fish in a small pond, but I actually moved to New York. I had no intention of moving to L.A. Oh, my God, that was so gross. And then I moved to New York, and I was there for 2 years, and I had a really bad breakup. And I called my dad, who lives out here, my brother, and a bunch of my friends. I said, I'm just going to come out for the summer. I just need to clear my head. And that was 13 years ago, and I never went back.
So you grew up in Kansas City, but your dad was already in California.
He moved here when I was 16, maybe 15 or 16, and because everyone thinks we were like Army brats, but it's because my dad's the sports announcer,
right.
So we were constantly moving from market to market. So he went from Chicago to Texas to Oregon to Kansas City to LA.
So your dad,
and at that point, they were divorced at that point. So
okay.
He moved to LA, and he's been here ever since.
So your dad is Steve Grad.
Yes.
And he is like a big award winner from what I can see in his sports news.
Yeah, he's like a serious sports guy, yeah.
Yeah, like serious awards.
He's, God love him. He has had quite the career, and he's been at KNX 1070 here in Los Angeles for a billion years now. But we grew up, and he was on ESPN, and he was traveling with, basketball teams and, doing all that. So he'd be gone for weeks at a time, traveling, and come back, and that was perfectly normal. I couldn't even imagine my dad at like a 9-to-5 job.
Wow. How cool is that, right? Especially if you're a sports guy. I mean, imagine like traveling around with like all the ball clubs and everything. Like that must have been awesome for him.
Oh, yeah, for him. I didn't give a shit. I still don't care about sports.
I was just going to say, did you meet any like celebrity sports guys through him?
we have pictures, from when we were babies of various sports icons, holding us and taking pictures with us. I don't know. I didn't know then. I don't care now. I love that he does what he loves, and that inspired me to do what I love. But as far as me and sports ball are concerned, we don't have anything in common.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. Did you find that was like a big part of you getting into the business, was seeing your dad be so involved and being such an award-winning person?
Broadcaster.
Yeah.
Kind of. Yes and no. I mean, I really, truly thought that radio was for boring old dads. I mean, I only knew, hearing sports and hearing talk radio and hearing news, and it just went in one ear and out the other. But as I got older, because I wanted to be an actress, so I, went to school for theater and did all, voiceovers and all this stuff, and I just kind of stopped loving it, and I couldn't figure out what happened and what was wrong with me, and oh my God, I've wasted all this time. And then it kind of hit me when I started doing a little bit of stand-up, and I thought, it's because I'm no good at, and I'm sick of saying somebody else's words. And so when I realized that radio was an option and comedy was an option, it's like my life got cracked open again, and it was awesome. And for anyone who thinks that I got in the business because of nepotism, my father, God bless him, the farthest he ever got me was an interview at KLSX. I ended up being the overnight phone screener for a year, and that was for like the public affairs show that you have to have. So it wasn't exactly the rise to stardom, but I definitely worked my ass off and saw that this was a really good place to be because of him.
So how long ago was that?
I'm bad with years, I think it was 2006, 2005.
It's like a decade ago.
Yeah, I know. And that's what's the funny thing. Like, and you do this with, rock stars or, actresses. You think, like, they just woke up one morning and, like, got really famous or, they haven't been working on this forever and ever. And it's kind of funny because people always say, oh, you're so lucky I'm like this. You don't know what I've been through. You don't know what I've sacrificed.
Yeah, right?
And I still hope to keep going and do my thing, but it has not been easy.
Yeah, it's a long road. We tell people that it's not easy to make your way through this business, and you definitely have to get some breaks. It's funny because we went to go. We were talking to a couple of different production companies and different things over the last few weeks, and when we went to this one studio, there was like a line around the block. There must have been hundreds of people that were there, I guess, for a casting call, right, Allie?
Yeah.
And and like it just kind of like put it in perspective for us, because like our agent arranged this meeting to go and talk about this show idea, and then here we're like there's hundreds of people like standing in the street waiting for the gate to open, and I'm like, wow, it's like it's a really tough business.
And a lot of it is like who you know and the connections that you make at each place that you go.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I don't take that for granted. I mean, yes, I joke about how I got this, interview from my dad, and I ended up getting the shittiest job in radio. But to even get that far would have been a 1 in a million chance if I didn't have someone setting up that interview and getting me in the right door to start climbing and start that 10-year path. Most people never make it that far, and I don't take that for granted. But I just, I just want to get out in front of anyone who thinks that, Gina Grad was just waved his magic wand and the starter of the career.
Right.
Yeah.
We didn't have it that way.
Right.
Did you get that? Like, have you heard that before from people? Like, oh, you only made it like in this business because your dad helped you out, or that type of thing.
Yeah, I have before. I think that I don't think we have a lot of the same audience because, like I said, I don't know a lot about sports ball, and I just like talk radio.
Right.
But there's definitely people who question that, and I get kind of defensive because, like we can all say, you don't know where I've been, you don't know what I've sacrificed, you don't know how hard I've worked. And I would like to at least get credit for all the crazy, hours I've worked at, at retail shops, and then going in at night answering phones, and then driving to San Diego to do overnight on the station there. And it was not easy, but it was the road that it was supposed to be, for sure.
So you had some pretty good things in your resume that I'm seeing. That you were on the Tim Conway show, which was popular.
Oh, yeah.
And then you were on another podcast. You had your own podcast, and then a Pretty Good podcast.
Yeah.
And that's
we did over 1,000 episodes.
Wow.
In like 5 years.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that is my sort of fat, lazy, out of shape version of the gym sign that says when you're not training, somebody else is. Even though I was doing it on the couch, because I didn't want to get off your ass and go do a podcast, but I just knew that once that call came, I needed to be prepared. I needed to be used to holding that microphone. I needed to be used to having a point of view at a moment's notice. And I knew that podcasting was going to keep me in shape for, whatever opportunities were to come.
Yeah, it's kind of funny like that, right? Like I say it every once in a while. Like I think everything you do in life is kind of like it's to prepare you for the next thing you're going to do. Like somehow or another, like it's all connected, right?
Yes, 1,000 times yes.
How did you get the job with the Mark in the Morning show that you're on now?
Whew, I don't know, but I'm glad I did. I was working. My full-time job was doing commercial parodies, song parodies, stuff for which was Clear Channel at the time. And the little birdie told me that there was this new show starting and that they were looking for a female. So I called an inside horse and told them, and they said, no, they're not. I was like, really? Because I really heard from a very reputable source that they are. And they kept saying, no. So finally, I did something completely out of character for Gina and put my foot down and got confrontational. I was like, no, I know they're looking for a female. Can you please find out? And then I got a call saying, yes, they are. I apologize. You have a meeting set up for Thursday.
Oh, that's awesome. I love that.
That's so cool.
I couldn't, because it would be so me, as my dad would say, with my hat in my hand, to go, okay, well, thank you for your time, and then just let the opportunity go by, because I don't want to, make a nuisance of myself. But I knew that this was the job for me, and it wasn't going to be because of anything I did. I would have, crossed all my T's and dot my I's. If they didn't like me, fine. I did everything I could, but it wasn't going to be because of some stupid mess-up.
The way that you did that totally epitomizes the way that I go about doing everything. It's like, that's how I got my job. That's how I got Skip. That's how we got this house. It's like, really, like everything I do, I will not accept no for an answer. Like, you have to go after it really fucking hard and let them know, like, this is yours, and you're not going to leave until you get what it is that you deserve.
You got to go and get it.
I need you to be my life coach, because I wish I had a 10% of that in me that you do. I don't have it. I wasn't raised with it. I never developed it, and it is so hard for me. I seriously have got to shadow you more.
Do you find, like, as you do more now in your career, and like you have a really extensive resume. We're just looking over like all the. I mean, we could like read an hour off the list of all the things that you have done. But do you find like the more things that you do, the more of that quality maybe you can kind of chalk up, the more confidence that you establish, or you're still, it's not in you?
That's a really good question. I think now, just put all my cards on the table, to be perfectly honest, the fact that I got the morning show and the Corolla show within a couple of weeks of each other has given me a confidence for the first time in my life that I've never had before. Not in a cocky way, because every day it's like, it's one thing to get a job, it's another one to keep it.
Right.
I stay super focused, but I feel like I have a little bit of that validation, a little bit of that credibility that I can now speak with confidence and expect people to know that I know what I'm talking about, as opposed to constantly trying to convince them that I've done this before.
Right.
Yeah.
So you might be right.
Well, I know, like, just in that meeting I was telling you about recently, which, by the way, we're sorry we missed you when we were in town last week.
Yeah.
We were hoping that we'd be able to catch up with you. But, we did a bunch of cool, a bunch of good meetings and stuff, and there's a lot of interesting things going on. But to get back to that whole line of people on the casting line, it was interesting to go into these meetings that were set up, by like a manager or an agent. And because we've done other things now, and like, we kind of go in, like, people kind of are familiar with what you do. And I can remember going on like auditions or just interviews for anything like in the past before I really had anything to credited to my name. And it was like such an unsettling feeling, right? It's like, you're like, yeah, you wonder, like, am I going to be what they want? Or, am I going to have the, the qualities that they're looking for? And then it's kind of like you get this different feeling, like it's a different vibe, because you kind of start to establish yourself. And looking at the list of things that you've done.
You have the stuff now under your belt. Like, there's no reason why you shouldn't go into everything with entirely like a confident attitude and know that you're going to get it. You know what? And not only did you get that job, and you got the Adam Carolla show, but you are like so good on the Adam Carolla show.
Oh yeah, she's awesome.
Yeah, you were so fucking good on the Adam Carolla show. We love that you're able to contribute to the conversation, and that you're smart, and that you're funny, and that what I'm interested in what you have to say.
Honestly, I can tell you. You have no idea what that means to me, because every day, the light goes on and all you can do is be the best version of yourself. And when so many people say, oh, it's great, and then a couple people say, oh, she's the worst, it really hurts. And it feels so bad. So to hear people that I respect, like you, say those things more than you have any idea.
Yeah, you can't get too caught up in the stuff that you read online, because, like, people they're just brutal. Meanwhile, they're saying this stuff like from their couch or from their mom's basement or some shit. Or their little crappy whatever. And it's like, it's really easy to criticize somebody else when they're not doing it.
Yeah, I just made the mistake of looking online today, and because I was listening to For Crying Out Loud, Lynette's podcast today, and they made mention of a website, of a message board website that they saw something about themselves on because they had mentioned Carolla Digital. So then I go on to this website like a fucking idiot, and then I'm reading. Yeah, and so sure enough, at some point, I come up on this message board, and it's like almost like people are looking for something to be negative about. They actually criticized me for talking about how great my relationship with Skip is, and that it can't really be that perfect, and like they're actually insulting me for saying I'm in a good relationship. Like, can you find anything else to criticize like that, of all things? Like, because somebody's happy, you're pissed off because somebody else is happy.
Exactly. And, that's a huge compliment. If they had to go that far to go, I don't like her talking about how happy she is. You actually must have a lot going for you.
Oh, God.
You know what I was saying the other day, because I never seek this stuff out. I literally don't even know how to go on Reddit, and I'm going to keep it that way. But people tag me in insults.
Oh, God.
But you're kind of a garbage person if you go out of your way to tag someone in an insult. It's just, it makes me think so of you. And even though it can hurt, I love this phrase, and you can't throw it around because it's so cocky, but when you have to give yourself a little pep talk when somebody online has hurt you, someone you don't know, I always think to myself, a lion doesn't lose sleep over the opinions of sheep.
I said that about 2 weeks ago. I think I had heard it on Game of Thrones, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I said the same thing. Yeah, because I do.
It's such a great saying.
Yeah, I've always been one of those kinds of people that people either like me or they don't. I don't have a lot of gray area. And if people listen to this podcast who don't like me, it's only because Skip is a saint. So like they'll put up with me to get some of him.
Well, I don't know about all of that, but
you won't find anything bad on message boards about him. It's all good. All the bad shit is about me.
I think there's some stuff on there. I don't know.
Probably the closest that Skip gets to anything is being quoted when Adam calls him a show pony.
Right.
Yeah, I don't mind being called a show pony. That's all right. He can. He kids around about that once in a while, but it's all good. And it's funny because I was I'm here, in New York now. We're just finishing up a couple of jobs that I'm doing here with my business. We just remodeled this big house for like 2 months. It was a really big project. And it's funny because I don't typically like to take pictures of myself, like selfies, like with me in my work and stuff. And occasionally I'll take a picture of like, the job and what we're working on, the room. But it's not always like, hey, look at me and I'm in the picture. And I thought it's funny that you mentioned that because I thought of doing that. I thought of like taking the picture of me all fucking filthy and dirty with tools on and then like posting it like, check out the show pony.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Awesome.
And what's Carolla doing today?
Serious. Yeah.
Well, you know what's funny about that? I mean, I don't know how you guys see yourselves, because obviously you just live your life day to day. But I have to say there's a part of me that thinks it's so weird to picture both of you at your regular careers. Because see, and so many people, you're Skip Allison from TV. So to think that you still do these jobs that you're still so successful at, but it's like this other life that you're just like, it's kind of a mind fuck.
Well, listen, don't get me wrong. If I could ever get Spike TV to pay me what they fucking pay Adam, I probably wouldn't be doing this anymore. But, I mean, I got a mortgage to pay,
Instead, they make us pay them just for the privilege of being on their network, We're going broke over here.
I've been there. And I mentioned, I hope I came across the way, it's a compliment because, first of all, you have your own business, which is unbelievable.
Yeah.
And Allison, I want you to plug into the way you scare the hell out of the people that you work with. Which, there's so many questions about that. But you do it like you have these double lives where you're these business owners, these professionals, and we also pick up on TV. It's awesome. It's crazy.
It is fun. It's a little bit of a mind fuck having like this duality, because when we're out there in California, we're living a California life, which you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, you got like PAs bringing you coffee. Yeah. Is there anything else I can get you, Skip? And then I come back over here. The other day, I swear to God, we went out to dinner with our friends the other night, and my hands were all busted up and like cut, and like you could tell I really got I worked really hard that day, and I actually had a jackhammer in my hands, this big pneumatic hammer, and I'm busted away this concrete on a foundation all day long. So my ears were still ringing, and I took a video of it, and then I'm thinking to myself, wait a second, I'm going to star on a TV show. Don't I have anybody that can do this shit for me anymore?
Is there anybody to hold the phone for me at least to take this video?
I need to call my agent about this.
I know. Seriously, it's really. But you though, especially with what you're doing for a living, you're meeting so many cool celebrities.
Oh yeah.
Both jobs.
Oh
my God. The pictures that you have with people, unbelievable.
I get so excited about that because at the end of the day, I'm a huge fan, and I get the best seat in the house. These people are being brought to me because of, Mark Thompson or Adam Carolla. These people, these amazing people in all kinds of media and entertainment are being brought to me because of who I work with. And I'm not going to miss a chance to speak out and take a picture with them and tell them how much I enjoy their work. I would miss that opportunity. I love that aspect of the job.
Right. Oh my God! Who's been the one that you've been the most starstruck with?
Oh, that's a good one. Well, let's see. Last week we had Russell freaking Simmons in on Corolla, and that's kind of mind blowing when you think of Def Jam and everything he's accomplished.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was unbelievable. And then on Mark in the Morning, Mark is really good friends with Billy Bob Thornton and Kurt Russell. So they both been in, and it's like I forgot how to talk.
Wow.
You had Billy Bob Thornton in there?
Oh, boy.
Wow. And Kurt Russell.
Oh, my God. And he is so lovely and such a warm, nice guy, but I literally forgot my handle of the English language. I was so starstruck by him.
Oh, my God.
Oh, that's funny.
Now, I know that sometimes when Corolla has like a super big celebrity like Kevin Costner or Bryan Cranston, that he does a solo interview. So do you want to say, yo, dude, what the fuck?
Yeah, right.
Can't I just sit in there? I won't say anything.
Yeah, there's no news to read today?
Did you say that? I know. Bryan Cranston needs to know what's going on.
That's what I'm saying, man. You got to bring him up to date on the current events.
It could be fun.
Dude, when you asked me about celebrities, my first thought was Bryan Cranston walking past me into Corolla Studios and me going, Gina, it's now or never. You have to ask for a picture. And I totally flipped out. And I seriously had to go to the window with my hand up like a little orphan child at a factory, just staring longingly for the window. It was really, really pathetic.
Oh, God.
So wait, she got the picture or she didn't?
No, she didn't. She chickened out.
Oh,
No,
man.
I flipped out, and I just stared at him through the window like an asshole.
Oh, God. And that's the reason why I am the way that I am today, because I fucking hate that regret afterwards that you let a moment go by. And you had the power to change that.
Well, the good news is that they're like old buds, so he'll be back there for sure. So next time, don't fuck it up.
I know, I won't. I'll try not to. And I think about that. I am the least confrontational person on the planet. I call everything trouble. I don't like trouble. I don't like to be in trouble. If I had one superpower, sometimes I feel like it would be the power of invisibility. I just want to shrink up and just let things pass me by. But I'm trying to change. I really am.
You gotta just put your foot down, man. You gotta just be like,
Seriously.
hey, listen, Cranston, get your ass over here. We're taking a picture.
Yeah, because really, like, the worst that'll happen is that they'll say no, and you'll feel like a dick. But I'd rather feel like a dick for him saying no than a dick for not asking. Because that's regret that you could have done something about that. You can't change if he's an asshole and says no.
Yeah, but you know what? You're meeting all these like awesome, cool celebrities, and I would venture to say, only from like the many that we've met, which is far less than you have, I'm sure, that they're like all really cool people for the most part. There's been so few that are like standoffish and not cool.
Yes, and you know what? You know who I give complete credit to for that? Adam and Bart. Because I think in their careers, they've had such long careers, such interesting people, that at this point, neither of them have the time or desire to put up with assholes or stubborn fools. What's the point? So they bring in these really cool people that are super down to earth, that they're friendly with, and we all reap the benefits of it.
Yeah.
Right. Do you ever exchange phone numbers with any of the celebs walking in there, like hit it off with somebody and make a friend?
Yes, no. I definitely, if there's somebody really cool on the morning show or really cool on the podcast, I'll go, I'm on this other show. We'd love to have you. So in that case, yes. But in my old school, trolling for radio celebrities, I haven't done that in a while. But I have a couple of stories that maybe if Skip and Allison get me a little liquored up, I'd show you.
There you go. And then Corolla will be calling you a starfucker next.
This is when I was like, I just got in radio, and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe this E-list celebrity is giving me the time of day. And didn't realize it was just because I was young and cute and about 50 pounds lighter than I am now.
Ridiculous.
50 pounds lighter? Were you like invisible? You're like a tiny little chick, man. But 50 pounds lighter, they would lose you.
Oh my God. It's all in her chest.
That's like one boob.
Hey, this website,
Yeah, that's true.
the website that I found said that you're a double F.
What?
Is that?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
What website is this?
Yeah. I'm thinking, how do they know? Are they right?
Wait, I literally don't know what a double F is. What is that in between? Like a single F and a triple F?
Well, I don't know. Like you.
What's a double?
Well, I know. I used to have a triple D bra size, but
I thought you meant fucking fine.
No.
I don't know. Just,
I have got to see this website. I had no idea that people were guessing my bra size.
Yeah.
I don't double F it, but I'm going to Google it and I'll text you if it's right.
Okay. Awesome. Oh, let me ask you this. It's an odd question, but it's something that I noticed. That it's something that I had this affliction. I used to have my right boob bigger than my left. Is your right boob bigger than your left, or is that just the pictures at the angle you're standing at?
really?
Wait, I think I lost it.
She hung up on you.
No, she hung up on me.
She's like,
It says that she's still there. I think we just got a bad signal.
That's funny.
I wait for her to come back and see if she heard the question. Oh, she got disconnected.
No, she hung up on you.
Did you hang up on my question?
I am so mortally offended. No, I'm kidding. That's just really that funny. Dude, I'm so sorry. If I didn't have to go to sleep in 2 hours, I would not be driving and talking. I feel terrible.
No, it's okay.
Dude. That is the one thing I've been blessed with is symmetrical boobage.
So now, with that in mind, you need to be conscious of the angle that you're standing at, because I thought that your right was bigger than your left. It's the pictures then.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I I had a breast reduction in 1998, and then I had implants in like 3-4 years ago. And before my reduction, my right was like a whole size bigger than the left.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, it's a normal thing. Some people. Yeah, some people.
Let me ask you this because I'm dying to know. Yeah, okay. So I've always thought about having a reduction just because I am so unbelievably disproportionate. It's ridiculous. But I got to tell you, I'm afraid of those anchor scars. Did that dissuade you at all, or you don't even notice?
No, you know what? It's completely not noticeable.
Nah, you don't even notice it.
It's like, yeah, and if you go to a good surgeon who knows how to put in good stitches, you're not going to have a scar. It fades over time.
Really?
Yep.
I had no idea. I see these horror stories, and I'm like, you know what? I'm probably okay the way I am. But I tell you, I'm going to be fucking Quasimodo in 10 years. I mean, it's just like I'm constantly falling forward. So I might do something about it.
Yeah, no, mine were growing and growing and growing. I had that surgery done, I think I was 28 years old. I mean, they literally grew bigger every year. And even when I lost weight, they'd stay the same size.
Hey, when you go to the supermarket... When you go to the supermarket, do they like ride around in the shopping cart in the part where you put the little kids with their feet out the back?
If nobody's looking, I'll go to the produce section and just weigh up just to see.
I remember being in high school, people used to point out to me, your boobs are resting on the science desk. Like, remember those big, long, black science room desks?
Oh, my God.
I remember kids saying to me, your boobs are resting on the desk.
Yeah.
See, that's so crazy because for me, I didn't get this big until I became an adult. Like I was a skinny, spindly little skeletal child, flat, concave. That was my MO, and then it just stopped being that way. Let's just say I started taking up a lot more space. I did everything, and ultimately I just been sort of okay with who I am and how I am because man, I think this is just the way it is.
Hey, no complaints over here.
Yeah, no complaints over here.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Thank you.
Yeah, we're still trying to figure out how to get you naked.
Hey, man. I used to get naked before anybody asked. So we that's not completely out of the question.
All right.
Speaking of which, we need to hear more about this orgy story.
Oh, my God.
Because you started to talk about yeah.
Well, let me just ask this. Was that a recent thing, or was that in 2013? Or did you go to... Because I saw that there was some mention of an orgy in 2013 that you went to, and I was under the impression the one you were talking about on Corolla was recent. So have you been to more than one?
No. I went one and done, baby. Let's go back to that thing.
Okay.
And that's the funny thing about the story is it was as, no pun intended, anticlimactic as it could possibly be because the people were so disgusting that I never did anything. I mean, even there were people there that were professionals. They were there professionally to, like, get the party started, and they wouldn't touch any of these people.
Oh.
There really has to be a label on these things. They have to advertise it like, yeah, like,
that's really bad. I mean, if you can't get laid at an orgy, that's pretty fucking bad.
I know, and trust me, I am not, I don't believe anyway that I'm a very judgmental person by nature, but this was out of the question.
Yeah. Oh. So you have a boyfriend, right?
I do. He's a good one. We actually just moved in together.
Oh, I was going to ask you about that. I saw that you had moved, and the picture had a beautiful view of the ocean from your living room.
That place looks awesome.
Yeah, I in my entire life, in my wildest dreams, I never thought that I would get to live somewhere with the $1 million view. It's not a $1 million property, but we have the $1 million view, and in a million years, I didn't think this was something I was going to ever have. And I am just
look at you,
so
Gina Grad moving up in the world.
You guys did this together for the first time?
Yep, and I haven't lived with someone I was dating since I was 23, and at that point, we also had a roommate. So I'm doing some serious, like, hardcore adulting, and it's a little scary, but it's also kind of fun.
Oh, wow. That's a big to-do.
No.
That's very, very cool.
The first year actually is, well, not with me and Skip, but I've had other relationships where, like, the first year of living together can be rocky sometimes as you acclimate yourself to people's personal habits and their space. And yeah, that's going to be like the disagreements year.
No, not necessarily.
giggly that this is even happening, that it'll be the opposite. Once we're like, okay, that's very cute, but put the goddamn toilet paper roll where it's supposed to be. And that's exactly me, by the way. I'm the slob. I'm horrible.
Oh.
I think right now we're still having fun, but I am disgusting. So if he can put up with that, it'll be okay.
Where do you stand on the issue of farting in front of your man?
Oh, that's a good question, because I ask this to people all the time, and I get every kind of answer. I'm not for it, per se, but that doesn't stop him. I think guys just kind of get carte blanche to do whatever you want because you think it's funny.
Right.
But I don't think most of us ladies are raised that way, so it's not something I'm going to... And I feel like if it becomes a thing, like that's just what we do, at some point, he's going to be like, you're gross. I don't want him to say that to me.
Well, I don't know. I burp like a lumberjack in front of Skip. Farts just don't really come out of me naturally. I don't fart. I'm not a farter, but I burp like nobody's business. And I'm lucky that he still only compliments me. And I don't think that the burps outweigh.
All right, let's just clear things up on that. I don't always say anything, but sometimes like what I'm thinking is like, oh, did that really come out of her? Like it's kind of hard to believe that such a sound could actually come out of such a hot fucking chick like you. It's like, how is that possible?
I wonder the same thing. I don't know how it comes out of me either.
Like she's so teeny tiny that you only expect teeny tiny noises to come out of her.
No, the noises that come out of her, I could never imagine coming out of me. Like it's not even like fathomable. I don't know.
Hey, if you want to hear what comes out of him, I've got a phone full of recorded farts.
Yeah, well, that's yeah. This is true.
That's amazing.
Yeah, well, I think we did that within our first year living together. We decided that it was funny if we record his farts. And then what I would do is I would then string them together to make like a compilation of farts that I've got in my phone now. Yes. Yes.
I love you guys. You're my favorite people.
You got to have fun with it, man. You got to have fun. I mean,
I still think about when you guys came on Corolla. I think the last time I saw you and told your story and how you got together, and that was riveting. That was amazing.
Oh wow! Thanks. Yeah,
Thanks.
we hadn't really told that story. I told part of that story on Lynette's show a while back, but she doesn't have nearly as many listeners as the Adam Carolla show.
Oh, yeah,
so
even Adam didn't really know the whole scoop. Like he only kind of got a drift from Lynette.
Yeah.
Yes. I actually, for the first time, actually saw like a baffled look on his face. Because usually he fucking knows everything about everything, Carolla's like, I know about that. But meanwhile, he didn't know about that one. And I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah, well, because
it's incredibly compelling.
Thanks. A lot of people were asking. We've been asked that question a lot online, and then people who heard it on Lynette's show had more questions. So we just figured if that's what people are asking, we would just tell them what they wanted to know. We're open. We talk about everything. So we don't really we don't keep too much a secret because we just find everything about like relationships and all the disgusting things about living together. We find it all funny. So we share everything.
That's so great. It's so healthy and awesome and atypical and all us other assholes out there.
You gotta just have fun with it. It's like it goes by quick. So you better have a good time.
How long have you been with your?
We've been together almost 2 years.
Oh wow!
Oh, good for you.
Yeah. So now,
a good one.
That was quite a wait, though. 2 years before you moved in. That was
really? It's been for 7 years. I never even considered it.
Wow.
Oh my God! You're like Little House on the Prairie.
We were together for 7 years. No, it's just I call myself Peter Pan. Like I just wasn't ready. I'm too young for it. I'm not ready. And people tell me, you're never ready. You just do it. I'm like, not me. I don't just do it. No. So this is like a big deal. 2 years seems very short to me.
Wow. Now I'm only thinking about this.
Cute, I guess.
I'm thinking about this question, maybe just because of your age and seeing that you just moved in together, but because I get asked this question all the time. Are you planning on having kids?
I don't know, but if I had to decide today, the answer would be no.
I fucking love you even more right this very moment.
Well, that's always, I actually ask people about that on Facebook a lot. I'm so curious about women who don't have kids and why. It's just like a really interesting topic to me. First of all, I cannot be pregnant. Like, I can't handle it. I don't even like to go to the doctor. I don't like to get, if I have a sliver in my fingernail. No, I'm not maternal in the sense that I want this parasite growing inside of me like a science fiction book.
I love it.
It's not. I can't do it. I have no desire. I think
it's like the invasion of the body snatchers.
Ever since I was a little kid, I always just kind of assumed, like in my heart, that I would adopt or be a foster mom. And if that happens, I'll be very satisfied because I think that I have a lot to give and I have a lot of maternal instinct. I think I'd be a really cool mother figure, but it's not coming out of me. I don't think I can handle it.
Okay, so it's not like you don't necessarily want to have a kid. It's just the whole process of being pregnant is like not for you.
Or
that's not for me. But also, I'm just getting to a point in my life where I'm just barely tasting what it's like to have a little success and, on my own terms and go away on weekends and have a really
freedom.
Nice life. And I don't feel like I don't feel any societal pressure to change that. So.
I am right there with you, girl. I knew for like at least 15 years now that I didn't want to have kids. And
wow.
And I get asked all the time. People always say, you guys are going to make some beautiful babies. I'm like, well, first of all, I had a hysterectomy. Second of all,
wow.
Yeah, it's like, because I had fibroids, like it was a medical issue, but it wasn't like, it was never a question of, take it out then, because I knew I was never going to use it, just because we have such a wonderful relationship, and when you're in a relationship that you really enjoy, it's like a big, big, big decision to enter this whole other element that has the potential to really not only ruin your life, but like change it for the negative. It has the potential to, you know what I mean? Like it's one more thing to fight about. It's one more thing to stress over.
It depends,
and it lasts for like 20 years until they move out.
I think it lasts a lifetime. It can be the best thing you've ever done, but I think a lot of people make the mistake of doing it because society tells them like you're supposed to do it. If you don't have a baby by the time you're 30, there's something wrong with you or whatever. And it's like, let's face it, especially being in this business and even outside of show business, anything in life, like you get so caught up in all the things that we do with our lives. It takes so much of your time. I have an 18-year-old son who's awesome. I love him, and he's grown up with his mom. His mom and I separated shortly after he was born.
And she's not close. Yay!
But it's it's a great thing if you really want to do it. But if it's not the right time, or you're doing it for other than like you really want to dedicate your life to having a kid, then don't do it.
Yeah, and the careers.
I feel I could see myself surprising myself and being like, Gina, you didn't think you could do it. Look at you now. But it's not. I don't have that. I've never had that pressure from my parents. I've never taking that pressure from other people seriously, and it's not important. And meanwhile, like you, Skip, my boyfriend has kids, and they're wonderful, and they're a little, they're older. Not much older. They're kind of high school, college age, and they're really cool. And you know what? If he said, "Look, I've done this already," I wouldn't blame him. I understand that you've done it.
Yeah.
Well, at that age, it's like they start to get good. It's like you're past like you're past like the really early adolescent years when they're like total dicks, and you're past changing diapers. They're just
and you lose your freedom. You can't go everywhere. You can't just at the drop of a hat go where you want to go.
Please, we can't even. We have to have someone come and take care of all the dogs and cats.
Yeah,
can you imagine us with a baby? Oh my god!
Seriously, that's
my god.
Yeah, I've never had a dog before, and now I do, his dog.
Oh, my God.
And that's my baby. I didn't care about dogs. I'm not a dog person, but this little guy, I would just I would do anything for him. And I understand it's not a human child, but it's nice to know that I could love something, that I could love a dog that I didn't care about at all. And that it's nice to feel like those responsibilities and that maternal instinct, even if it's not human. I'm still loving this little creature now.
And there's no shame in being, and people call it like selfish as if that's a bad word, in caring about your career and your success and in feeling proud of yourself for accomplishing so much. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, not only do I agree, but I think about this a lot, and I think, well, I guess it's all perspective, because some would say it's selfish to, think about yourself and not have kids, and others might say it's selfish to have kids that you don't really want because you think that's what you're supposed to do. So it's all in the eye of the beholder, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, but it's really not anybody's obligation to make sure that the species survives. I think that the rest of the people who are forgetting to wear rubbers are taking care of that just fine.
Totally.
Yeah. I had one more thing. I have something I want to ask you about. I heard it. I hadn't really rewound episodes to listen to this, but you're a Mensa?
Yeah.
So she's like a rocket scientist, in other words. She's got like a really high IQ.
That's really funny, because I just sat over here and looked at her and I go, "What's that?" So I'm the complete opposite of you.
Well, to be fair, I do think that Mensa means stupid in Spanish, so it's okay.
I just realized how fucking funny that is.
How do you come to find out that? Like, are you taking an IQ test?
Actually, yeah, no, I was tested. It was like 5 sessions. It was a grueling process. But for me, it was kind of important, because people say, "Oh, who cares? Labeled as stupid." But I pretty much grew up being told I was stupid by every teacher I ever had. I had, a couple learning disability issues, and I was just constantly reminded how I was just dumb as a box of rocks. And so I grew up knowing that. I didn't think it. I knew it. I'm told that by people who, are the authority figures, so I must be an idiot. So when I started getting older, and I'm have such a huge proponent of therapy, just because talk about a non-biased person being able to help you be your best self. I'm all about it. And at one point, we talked about that, and she said, "Do you want to test it?" And I said, "Absolutely not, because I already know what I know, and it hurts too much to be told how dumb I am." And she goes, because she knew me so well at this point, she goes, "Let's just do it. I think you're going to be surprised." And I said, "I know I'm not going to be." So we did it. It was this long process, and when she came back to the score, I said, if I can just be 100, which is the average, then I will be relieved. And she looks at me and she goes, "You're pretty smart." I said, "That can't be. That's not possible." And when she told me the number, I almost fell off. It's not Einstein. Trust me, I'm on the low end. But I said, you know what? I think that might qualify me for Mensa. I'm going to find out. And it did. And getting a piece of paper in the mail saying, "Congratulations, welcome to Mensa," I almost started crying, because I was told the opposite for so long, never by my parents, but by, other people's parents and by teachers, that I just couldn't believe that I wasn't a functional idiot. And that meant the world to me.
You should photocopy that and send them all a copy, every one of them, with a picture.
I thought about it.
Yeah, with a picture of your finger. Right next to it.
Totally thought about it. And of course, now, I never brought it up. A listener brought it up, because I posted something on Instagram, and that's how Adam found out and everything. And so, I know there's people online going, "Well, that must be pretty fucking easy to get into if she can get in." And I never said I'm a chemist or a brain surgeon, but I think a lot of it has to do with just basic street smart, basic logic skills, and probably a little emotional IQ as well.
What kind of stuff do they ask you on the test? I mean, what if you had to describe it briefly? What?
Oh God, it's the worst. There's so many things, I can't remember them all, but there's everything from these pictures, like say 4 cards that tell a story, and you have to put them in order, to abstract thinking, full thing in your head, and then do it on this cube, and just stuff that sucks. It sucks. That's what did very well.
Is it like stuff where you got to figure it out? Like if Johnny walks a mile in 30 minutes, what happens if
Yeah, there's a because I have a terrible, like, I don't prep very well. You can't prep for it.
Right.
It's not like you're going to know the answers in advance. You just go in, and whoever you are today is what it's going to be. So that I appreciate, because I'm not good at studying.
Right.
Yeah. So
Gotcha.
no, I when I heard about that, I was really happy to hear that, because I think you deserve even more respect, really, I believe, because you already sound intelligent and you know what you're talking about and you're well spoken. But I think having that is also like an extra fuck you to the naysayers who think that they know what the fuck they're talking about when they try to talk shit.
Yeah.
You know, it's like they can't take that away.
I remember we were talking about that in the car.
You're absolutely right. And I always tell my friends, because they get kind of weird about it, like, well, maybe I am. I'm like, you know what? Honestly, you probably are. You probably would qualify, because you kind of, you know, you find your people. You find the people that you relate to the most. And I think that, you know, I find the people I like because we all relate to each other. You know, we have conversations on a certain level. We do this on a certain... And so I'm sure everyone I hang out with is probably all on the same sort of spectrum as I am. So I'm sure you guys qualify easily.
My peoples.
Yeah, we just need to stop talking about burps and farts, and we'll be good.
Well, it's funny because we were just talking about this. We were talking about this in the car when we were out in L.A. last week, and we were like, oh, shit, we missed Gina, because we were over at the studio. We recorded 2 podcasts there, and... yeah, and so we were hoping to run into you. And then in the car, I distinctly remember the conversation. Did you know Gina was in Mensa? And again, I was like, what's Mensa? So fucking idiot I am. But then, yeah, her description of you was like, wow, that is so cool. Not only is she a hot piece of ass, but she's also really fucking smart.
Oh, thank you. And like I said, you know, my grades never reflected that. My esteem never reflected that. So it's nice to have this new chapter to enjoy as an adult.
Wow, very cool.
Yeah, we're gonna definitely have to hook up once when we get back to LA.
Yeah, we can we can have a naked chess tournament.
Given Allison's deficient, like if you were a vitamin, I would be in the hospital. I need so much more of you.
That's really nice to hear too, because everybody loves Skip, but like I have a very small circle, and so it's very nice to hear coming from you, because I really, really like you and respect you. I think you're just great.
Oh, well, back at you. Seriously, it's such an honor, and I thought, why the hell would they want to talk to me? This can't last for more than 30 seconds. I thought maybe you had a question about somebody else and, like, had a bet on, you know, what the answer was. I don't think you actually, you know, who wants to talk to me for 45 minutes? So thank you.
Well, no, thank you. We really, really appreciate you taking the time, because there was just so much I wanted to know about you. And so I'm really glad that we got a chance to talk, and also that you called me from your cell phone, because now I have your number, and you can't take it back.
Okay, I am like, I will send texts that are like as long as A Tale of Two Cities. Like, I'm not a good phone talker, but I will text the shit out of you.
Oh, wow. Well, I would love to get some texts, so I'm going to initiate some as well.
That's really funny, because I do that too. I tend to like ramble on the text, I think, because I forget that like people are actually sitting there reading it, and because I usually talk into the phone when I do it. I don't type it because I can't. My fingers are too big for the little
he
letters.
He talks to Siri to dictate it, but then he doesn't read it before he sends it. So everything he sends is like got some kind of vulgar undertones because he doesn't check it before he hits send.
Yeah, she must be like she's an idiot. Yeah. So anyway, it's funny because I send Corolla like these long, lengthy ass emails and texts, and then I always realize.
And you know what Corolla's responses are?
Yeah, after I send, he sends me back a one-word response.
Always one fucking word.
It'll be like yes, yeah, the word yes or cool, okay, or okay. Like, really, dude? This is like fucking 3 pages.
I know, I just like spilled my heart out to you and asked you 20 questions, and the answer you get back is okay.
The answer you get back is sounds good.
Yeah. Skip is too emotional for Adam.
I love it.
Yeah, there's no reciprocity.
Oh, that's what I say. Yeah,
Well, I can't thank you enough. We really, really appreciate that you called in. So awesome. And
Dude, it was my pleasure. Again, I apologize. It's not from a landline like at date time and you or something, but I promise next time will be from a real phone.
okay.
No worries. Well, by the time you call in next, we'll figure out how to do a proper phone interview over Skype or something. So yeah.
Yeah, it's all good. That way we
But
can.
when you
Go ahead.
and when you come back, can we act like friends and like meet for lunch or something?
I would so love that. That's definitely going to happen.
Definitely. That would be great.
Yay!
I would love that too.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Hey, good luck with the new place.
Yeah, good luck with your new place and your new live-in love.
Thank you.
So glad to hear you're doing so well.
You know, it's so funny because, and I hope I don't jinx it, that would be just like me, but I said the other day, for the first time in my life, I don't feel like a safe is going to fall on my head. Like, I feel like I've worked really hard. It's, I'm starting to reap some of the benefits, and I'm really happy. So, thank you.
Oh, I
Good for
love
you,
hearing
girl.
that.
Good for you. You've worked really hard at it, and that's it's so cool to see it coming around for people.
Yeah,
Really happy
I'm really
for you.
happy for you. That's awesome. So we will definitely be staying in touch.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, and I want you guys to come over, but in the next 15 minutes, the sun's going to set, so I'm going to text you the picture.
Can't
cool.
wait. Can't wait. Love it. We're going to post it on our website also. Awesome.
Oh, perfect. Okay, give me like 20 minutes. It's setting.
Okay, great. Thanks. That's so nice talking to you.
Thanks
You
again.
too. I love you guys to death.
Thanks again,
and,
Gina.
I hope I get to see you soon. Really.
Love you back. You were definitely going to be staying in touch.
Love you back, girl.
Sweet. Mwah.
Mwah.
Talk to you soon.
Remind your
Okay.
boyfriend what a lucky guy he
Okay.
is.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye.
Okay, take care.
Bye-bye. Love her.
Yeah, she's
Oh,
awesome.
my God. I'm very excited about our newly expanded friendship.
Yeah,
Gina
she's
Grad.
Yeah, she's such a cool chick. I always feel like whenever we're at the studio over there, it's kind of rushed.
I feel like we
because-
connect so good
Well,
while
yeah,
we're there,
yeah.
but
Well-
then we part ways.
Yeah, well, usually we're hanging out like in the outside the actual studio area,
Yeah.
like in the green room area, and it's like everybody's kind of like either coming or going, and it's like we don't really get into any like juicy conversations, you
Yeah.
know. So not that was like so juicy, but
No, well, you know
it was
what?
just
I-
cool to kind of like talk with her a little bit.
Yeah, I
'cause
loved finding out what's behind who she is.
You're
You know,
funny.
it's-
You ask her for one boob bigger than the other.
You know what? Because I looked when I was researching her online.
Yeah.
There's a ton of pictures, all of which are amazing because she's got the most like infectious smile.
Yeah, she's very pretty.
And I can't help but look at her boobs. Also,
She's got some great cans.
she does have some
She does.
great cans, and so with that in mind, I couldn't help but observe that one looked bigger than the other.
Yeah.
And I used to have that issue.
There's one way you can find out for sure. You can squeeze them.
I thought you were going to say I could just look at them.
Oh, yeah.
In person.
Well, yeah, that too.
Squeezing them really won't help you determine whether or not one
I
is
think
bigger
if you
than the
kind of
other.
hold them in your hand, you can kind of feel.
I don't think so.
One weighs more than the other a little bit. No,
No.
Really?
No, not unless like you got like little titty girls with like a little handful, like
All right, but think about how cool it'd be to try. You might not figure it out, but
I don't have enough hands to test hers out.
I know you need 2 hands, like 2 hands
I
for
need,
each one.
I need 3 hands on each one.
I can help you out with that.
You can.
You're 2 with my 3rd.
Well, that was really fun. I enjoyed talking to her, and I'm so gonna like really text her. I hope she doesn't think I'm a stalker.
No, that was definitely a cool interview, and we'll be getting a good picture of the sunset.
I'm gonna put that on our website, hammernailspodcast.com.
Yep. And thanks to you guys for sending in all your questions. Hopefully, we got a lot of them answered for you.
Yeah, I had one. If you want to just throw in a little tip at the end here for those who like to get a Skip's tip.
Oh, Skip's tip?
Yeah, you ready for that?
I'm always ready for Skip's tip.
Okay, here we go.
When helping people with their homes, they call Skip Bedell.
You want to avoid a headache and save money, he's the man to talk to. Skip Bedell.
How do you make a mortar bed for a shower when going on top of concrete?
A mortar bed for a shower when going on top of concrete. So they have a slab there, and they want to make a shower pan. Yeah.
The question is exactly what I read to you.
Gotcha.
I'm not reading into it.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, it's going to be a similar setup as you would do if you had a wood subfloor there. You need to box it in or kind of form it in, around the perimeter of the shower. So when we build our shower enclosures, of course, the 3 walls, and then the outside, the front of it, that will be open where you're going to have your entryway into the shower. That front portion there has to have a curb or a threshold that you would either put your shower doors on, or typically that's going to be used to mainly keep the water in the shower pan area. So that will usually build up out of wood, and then it either gets wrapped, with a rubber membrane that will line the shower pan with. Or we just form it out and make it out of concrete, and then remove the wood, and it would just remain concrete, which will get tiled afterwards. So it's really going to be the same process. You're going to have to form that so you're able to make the pitch on your shower pan.
When you say form, do you mean like where you make like with the wood, you make like a frame and you fill it with concrete?
So in the shower enclosure, the 3 walls that make up the shower stall, you already have 3 sides of that box, right? So the pan, typically they're going to be rectangular or square, or whatever shape you're going to make it, but usually it's a rectangular or square. And so that 4th or outer wall, there you need something there to keep your mortar from falling out. So just like you'd use for a foundation on a house or anything you're going to be making concrete, you need to build a box to form it. We call that a form. And it's basically like a frame that's going to contain the concrete. So it would be the same process even if you're doing it over the slab, but you're going to have to fasten that wood down to the concrete somehow. You could shoot it down, with a shot and pin. You could put it down with like a redhead, which is like a masonry type of screw and anchor. However, you can get that 2x4 to stick down to the concrete, which eventually you'll remove out of there once you make your form for that threshold. But as far as the process of it, it's going to be pretty much the same way. You have to contain that concrete.
Okay.
All right.
That's your answer on how to make a mortar bed?
Yeah, we're going to get into details of how to actually make the bed. Well,
that was the question.
Okay, so
it didn't sound complete. I don't feel like I learned how to make a mortar bed.
Okay, well, most importantly, when you're making your mortar bed for your tile base in the shower, it has to be pitched toward your drain. So I'm assuming that you already have your drain set up in the concrete slab of the floor. All the plumbing's been done. It's been filled back in the trench that you have your drain pipe, everything done, and now you have a flat surface. So you're going to want to make a pitch that's going to start high in all 4 corners of that pan. So typically we'll make that shower pan out of a dry mix mortar, which is basically a sand and Portland mix mortar. It's mixed very, very dry, almost with hardly any water, and they call that a mud base. And really the best way for you to kind of get a tutorial on that, there's some great videos online. If you go right on YouTube and you look up how to make a dry mix shower base, or a mud pan, they'll call it. It'll show you pretty quickly how to do it. It's basically stacking up your sides, all 4 sides, and then working in and tapering your mixture down toward the drain. You're also going to want to use a drain that you can thread back in. The whole drain body you'll be able to thread back into the bottom of that pan. So it's going to be a kind of a complicated thing for me to discuss with you over this podcast and describe it to you without actually seeing it. So I would recommend you check out some of those videos. It'll give you a much better description. You'll be able to actually watch them do it. It's really not a difficult thing to do. It's kind of just once you get the hang of it. The main thing is that you get the mixture consistency right on that. You have a level and you understand how to set it up. So check out.
What the fuck? Turn off your ringer. You always berate me for forgetting to turn my shit off, and yours is just going off and over and over and over.
Wow.
God damn it. You didn't even blink when yours makes noise, but when mine does, forget it. You lose your shit.
All right. Well, now it's off. All right. So there you go. Check it out.
Okay.
There's my tip.
He didn't give you the shaft. So, I wanted to also remind everybody, I know that they're probably starting to click the stop button because they know that we're drawing to a conclusion. But if you can just hold on, wait a second before you click stop. Do us a favor and please go onto iTunes and give us a good rating if you like us. If you don't, don't bother. Don't say anything. But it also helps us out a lot if you would be so kind as to please tell a friend about the podcast. I bet you your friends don't even know what a podcast is. And if you share it with them and they enjoy it, they will be very thankful. And they'll probably even buy you a gift to show their gratitude. So, and also our website, hammernailspodcast.com. That's where you can listen to all of the episodes. You can also click on the menu to find the episode summaries and pictures that go along with the
speaking of Skip's tips, there's all kinds of good stuff on the website, too. If you go to skipbedell.com, I got a bunch of good tips on there on how to do all kinds of things around the house. So check that out as well.
Yeah, we also have an Amazon banner on our website as well. If you guys can please click on the Amazon banner, bookmark it to your internet browser, and then use that link every time you shop at Amazon. That helps us out a lot, and we appreciate it.
There you go.
We appreciate it. Not only do we appreciate that, but we appreciate you taking the time out of your day to let us come into your home or your workplace or your car where you listen to us, and we want you to know that we really, really appreciate that. Without you guys, there wouldn't be a podcast, so we want to say thank you.
Yeah, thanks for listening, guys. Spread the word.
And we'll see you again soon.
Later.
Bye-bye.
This is Corolla Digital.